Hello, friends. I am so glad to be back right here on It Stinks on the Boom Broadcasting. So much to talk about. So many great TV shows and movies have came out over the past few months that I've been able to catch up, watch, and go out and see. So I cannot wait to talk about all TV, movies, and entertainment news right here on Boom Broadcasting on It Stinks. We got a jam-packed show today because we're going to try to keep all this under a 15-minute mark with all the great things going on TV. We got Tulsa King wrapped up on Paramount Plus. We had a backdoor pilot for Nola King starring Samuel Jackson dropped within this season of Tulsa King. We got Wicked for Good. Had a chance to go to the movie theater and see Wicked for Good 2 times. So I'm very impressed with that movie right there. We have so much more on this show. We got Welcome to Derry on HBO Max, the Pennywise It spinoff series. We got Stranger Things season 5, the first 4 episodes. We got everything you need. We got The Invasion on Apple TV. It Stinks. It's your boy Shawn. We're back on Boom. It's time to talk some TV, movie show, entertainment news right here on Boom.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
It stinks.
Welcome back right here to It Stinks on the Boom Broadcasting. As I said earlier, Wicked for the Good. Had a chance now to see it 2 times in the movie theater. Enjoyed it both times in the movie theater. A lot of people have criticized saying this Wicked Part 2 was not as good as the first one, Part 1. Of course not. Part 1 tells the story and the background story to get you ready for Wicked for Good. But guess what? Part 2 is not bad at all. I was highly impressed with the story, the production, the music, the songs. That song, Wonderful by the Wizard, has been stuck in me and little Lucas' head all day. Me and my daughter have been singing this song. It become part of our daily devotion every morning before we get ready to go to sing one verse of Wonderful from the Wizards and from the Wicked movie when the Wizards sung it. But a great movie, great cast. Cynthia, Ariana, Jonathan, Jeff Goldman, Michelle Yao, Marissa, Ethan Slater, all of them, Peter, Coleman, Domingo, all of them just did Coleman Domingo, excuse me. All of them did an outstanding job. Very impressed with Wicked. The storyline is good, and it goes back to what it was. I went in the first time watching it thinking this was going to be a back end story of the Wizard of Oz, kind of like the Wizard of Oz told from Elphaba and Glinda's point of view. But no, it was nothing to do with the Wizard of Oz. It was everything around the actions of when Dorothy and the Wizard of Dorothy came in and the house land on the Wicked Witch of the West, who was Elphaba's sister, Nestle Rose, landed on her. The story picks up from that portion and tells the back end story. Very impressed with that because going in, really thought we are going to just get a whole new version of the Wizard of Oz, just told in a different point of view, but it had nothing to do with that. House comes in, house lands on Nestle Rose. You don't even get a chance to see Dorothy. When you see her, she's going down the yellow brick road to find the wizard. Even when they bring her to the wizard, you get that quick little interaction saying, "Bring me the slippers of the Wicked Witch of the West." So all of that stuff right there, just kind of backstory with more back-end story of Wicked. Very good. Storytelling was good. Built slow, but finished strong. And that's the type of movies I like. You build slow, you build it up to a point, and you finish strong. And the one thing about everything was Elphaba, even though people tried to make her wicked, what did the wizards say? Give people a reason to hate you, give people a reason to believe that there's wickedness to believe in you. Once they believe the Blarney, it's hard to get them to change their point of view. Of course, from that song, He's Wonderful. but you got them to do that right there, and they were able to believe. But Elphaba did so much to try to save Fiyero when she turned into the Scarecrow, when he pretty much turned against her to save her life. Then you had my man Bach, who was Ethan Slater, turned him into the Tin Man because Nessa Rose tried to perform a spell out of the book to make him fall in love with her when truly he told her his love was for Glenda and not Nessa Rose, who went on a tantrum. Great movie. Very impressed. Hats off to Wicked, hats off to staff. It's so much more I could dive into with Wicked on my production and my reviews that I would waste, not even waste, but I would take up the entire show talking about it. So I'm very impressed with Wicked. It was worth going to see. I already spent over $60 watching it twice. Probably going to catch it one more time around the Christmas holiday. Running down me and a little Lucas, me and my little daughter. Probably run there and catch it one more time because we're very impressed with it. And we really think they did an outstanding job telling the story of everything and all the actions around Oz. And I knew this because I had seen the Broadway play, not live, but seeing the Broadway play through videos and other stuff on YouTube. But being able to go watch part two in the movie theater, I have to say they did an outstanding job on Wicked. Now, Tulsa King ends. Nobody gets locked up in the end. Everything gets back to restore order. We saw Dwight Freeney, the general, go into a dark side and we haven't seen. Yes, we knew he was a monster. Yes, we knew he was a hitman, but we did not know that he was the type of person that would kill his biggest enemy, the Dumbly, and be able to burn him up the way that he kills Dwight's best friend's girlfriend, who is her father, how he killed him in episode 1 through being set on fire. Tulsa King was great this season. I really felt like season 3, they brought us back. Season 2, they didn't let me down, but it was a very good episode, a very good season, and I was impressed with it. But 3 really grabbed me back into it like season 1 did. Biggest thing from season 3, Tulsa King, is Samuel L. Jackson comes into play, a hitman hired by the family to go kill Dwight. But the backing story was him and Dwight pulled time together, and Dwight looked out for Samuel Jackson while they were locked up and took care of him while they were locked up. And Samuel Jackson owed him a favor. So when they sent him to come kill Dwight, he flips the whole script, says, Dwight, if the general can go clean and start over, so can I. And that was the words of that we are going to be getting a Nola King starring Samuel Jackson. And now he'll be involved in this big triangular trade of booze, weed, everything that they're doing. I mean, when the guys in New York sell those Zip-Its, all this stuff, everything they're doing in this monster trade of Dwight going legit. And that was what this whole season was about, that the weed business is legit, the casino's legit, now the alcohol distributor Dwight's run is legit. He's gone full legit, running clean operations, leaving the past behind him, and that's what he's going to be doing with Samuel Jackson. Tulsa King was great. Nola King cannot wait for it. Tulsa King was so good this season that once it ended, had a chance then to jump right over to Stranger Things. So think about it. I had Wicked 2 weeks before Tulsa King ended, saw Wicked, then turned right back around, went to go see it again on Black Friday. Then I had Tulsa King wrap up. Then on November, the night before, I went to go see Wicked again. Stranger Things season 5 drops the first 4 episodes in a 3-part series. The next series will drop on Christmas Day. Next series will drop on New Year's Day. And then they will either go with filming the movie of Stranger Things, or they may just go in and pull the plug on them. So we don't know. Stranger Things, the first 4 episodes were great. We saw the whole squad. We saw Vector. We saw everything. Will has powers, and that was the biggest thing going into this series. Would Will be the X Factor? You felt like that was coming on because they kept telling Will, you cannot let your mother hide you because you was in the upside down world. You gotta remember, Will was in the upside down world for so long, he had to come back with something. And Vector said it. We are connected because you were my first one I took. So we'll always be connected. That lets you know that Will was there the longest and got some form of power being in the upside down world that was exposed in the season finale of part 1, episode 4, when Will destroys everything when they were getting ready to kill all his friends. Now we also find out that 11 has found her sister, number 8, who's been held captive by the United States government in some type of experimental pod. Going into the experimental pod, I really thought it was going to be Vector. That's what I thought it was Vector. They said it's strong. It was thought it was going to be Vector. Found out it was 8. 8 has been released. She's back with 11. Just a good 4 episodes. They did very good. Every one of them over an hour, hour and a half, hour 15 range. Very good. Max is trapped inside the mind of the former doctor who worked at the place where 11 and 8 were being tested as kids, as these human guinea pigs being tested. She's trapped in that mind, and also his little sister's also trapped in there too. So she's trapped in Philip's mind. They're trying to figure that out. And Max is still in a coma in real life, but going through this day-to-day journey. And she found out that something about these caves that she's in, Philip cannot come in there. So we got to figure out more about that on season 2 of season 4, part 2 of Stranger Things, which will be dropping Christmas Day. First 4 episodes were classics. Really did not know how Stranger Things was going to hit this time. Thought it may would have took a big deal because everybody now is adults trying to play kid roles, and it worked. And shout out to my girl Erica. She's in high school now, playing in middle school and knocking it out the park. Knocking it out the park. There's times when she's in the scenes, the comic relief, just everything she's doing, being the pain in the tail to your older brother Lucas, pain in the tail to all his buddies, giving them no time of the day, but being the master plan that when they need her, Erica always pulls through. She's doing a good job with her role right there. And I'm telling you, they can build off a new core of kids to keep Stranger Things going. I think this core can phase out. They can get rid of Vector, then have Vector come back with a brand new core of kids based in a new town, everything, and start right back over. Stranger Things looks good. I'm very impressed with it. Cannot say nothing bad about the first 4 episodes. Truly, all 4 of them were a chef's kiss right off the top, and they definitely knocked it out of the park. So Wicked was good. Tulsa King was good. Backdoor pilot for Nola King and Stranger Things. And then guess what? Stumbling across the TV apps. I stumbled on HBO Max, and I have been putting this show off from watching because I wanted to get everything else behind me because I wanted to be able to focus time on this show. And I started watching some other stuff, started watching The Institution on MGM. That's been going pretty good. No reason to give a review on that. I don't see that many people give reviews on it, so I may give one on The Institution. Kind of one of those shows you watch it, you got to stay with it because if not, you'll get lost. So scrolling over MGM, hoping that there will be a From trailer drop to get me excited. Or was it? Ended up hitting HBO Max and said, let's watch Welcome to Derry, the Pennywise It story. And man, that has been great. The It story has been good. That picks up from the part 2 of the movie It, chapter 2, and now goes into a mini series of telling more of the back story of where Pennywise, the dancing clown, come from, the spirit that he came from, the entity he was, to how he went from an entity in the woods to becoming a child, from a child to becoming Pennywise, the dancing clown, by killing the original Pennywise, the clown actor who worked for the circus. This show has been total great. Nothing wrong about every episode. All 7 have been good. And not only have they been good, but they tied in all of these movies together. So you tie in the original It, you tie in the original Shining by having Dick Halloran's descendant, Major Halloran, in this show. You tie in Dr. Sleep, you tie in It, the new version, the 2017 version, the 2019 Chapter 2 version. You tie in 5 movies into this series and put it all together. And I kept saying, how are they pulling this off? But it is working by bringing in a descendant of Dick Halloran from the original Shining who can shine. He can see dead people and he can communicate with the dead. That's the Shining all the way. You're telling the back end story of where Pennywise became Pennywise, how he became Pennywise the clown. He wasn't a clown. He ended up killing the actor Pennywise the clown in the circus and took on the adaptation of Pennywise a clown. You're telling all of this story. It has been good. Every episode has just been superb, and you cannot say that Welcome to Deary on HBO Max does not deserve some type of award for being that good of a show. Definitely going to go more into breakdown on that. We're getting down to the final episodes coming out for Welcome to Deary on HBO Max, so I cannot wait. If you have not checked that one out, I urge you to go to HBO Max and to watch all 7 episodes and get ready for episode number 8, which will be coming out next Sunday at 9 p.m. Now, the last thing we want to talk about dropped in October, that is Invasion on Apple TV. Gotta get a shout out to my good friend who turned me on Invasion. It was one of those ones because I watched Silo on Apple TV and I'm really into Silo. Saw Invasions, had it saved on the watch list. Just not one of the ones I wanted to watch right now because Pennywise and Deary was just knocking it out the block. Tulsa King had knocked it out the block. I just didn't have time. And what happens? I ended up watching it. Watch all 5 episodes. Got 3 more to go, but the first 5 I have watched have been great. Invasion is about an invasion. That's what it is. It's an invasion of an alien predator in Earth. And they're trying to figure out how to get rid of it. And the predator just keeps taking over. This has been a great show. I got 3 more episodes to go, and I'll be wrapped up with season 1. Season 2 should be coming sometime 2026. But another one of those ones, as you watch Pennywise on HBO Max, jump over to Apple TV, check out Invasion, and let me know. So you just heard reviews from Wicked for Good. If you've seen Wicked for Good, drop something in the comment box. Tell me if you think this Wicked for Good was better than the original Wicked. To me, no. The original Wicked, the first part 1, not the original one, part 1 told the story. Part 2 concluded and ended the story. And I always telling the story is always better than watching the ending of how the story ends. But it was still a great movie, and I don't mind going to see it for a 3rd time in the movie theater, paying another $30, $40 for me and the little one to watch it because we were highly impressed with how good it was. Then we had Tulsa King. If you watch season 3 of Tulsa King and you think Tulsa King was good this year, drop comments in the box why you think it was good. I really think they picked back up on what Dwight Manfrini's goal is all about in Tulsa King, a mobster going legit. And that was great. Season 2 let me down. Season 3 grabbed me right back. Didn't let me down where I didn't want to quit watching, but it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It just got me through. For season 3, I'm back hooked. Also, the backdoor pilot, the Nola King. If you're excited about Nola King, drop in the comment box why you are excited for Samuel Jackson to be starting his own show on Paramount Plus called Nola King, which is already filming now to be dropped sometime in 2026. Then we had Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1 out of the first 4 episodes. All 4 were automatic instant classics and buy books. If you are a fan of Stranger Things and you like those episodes, tell me why you like them. I was really impressed. A lot of people have gave some feedback. They were not impressed, but I was impressed with all 4 of them, especially knowing now that Will has powers. Because here comes the question that I want you to answer. Do some homework. I want you to answer in the comment box. Is Will powers stronger than 11 and 8? That's a question. See, let me know what you think. Then we had Welcome to Deary on HBO Max, the Pennywise story. All 7 episodes have just been home runs. I cannot find nothing bad about this show Everything has been good. If you found something bad about it, drop it in the comment box. I want to see what you thought bad about it. If you, like me, think there's nothing bad about Welcome to Jury, that they just knocked it out of the park with the first 7, let me know why you feel that way, because we want to hear from you. And then last, the Invasion on Apple TV. If you've seen the Invasion, tell me what your first thoughts are on it, your thoughts on it. I'm on episode 5, 3 more to go, and let me know. You've been watching Shawn right here on the Boom Broadcast channel for It Stinks. I'm glad to be back. Hey, shout out, Bel Air is doing good on Peacock. So if you're a fan of the Bel Air series, jump over to Peacock, check that out, because they're getting ready to wrap things up, and this is the final season for Bel Air. Great movies, great TV shows, a little entertainment talk next week on Boom Broadcasting. What's going on with entertainment? When we talking about that, this is Shawn. I'm signing off, and I'll see you next week on the only show that you're allowed to stink on, and it's okay. You're watching It Stinks on the Boom Broadcasting. Let's go.